Hello and welcome to the latest in our stories from the Strongrooms series. In this instalment, we take a look at one of our lantern slide collections and how we have preserved it. Don't forget to subscribe to the History Centre's channel for notifications whenever a new video is uploaded. When processing collections so that they can be made available to researchers, we often have to undertake some basic preservation work. This was the case with one recently catalogued collection, that of the Mission to Seafarers. A number of our past talks have focused on this collection, but one series was always omitted because it required a bit of TLC. Amongst the minutes, reports and publications are a series of 270 glass lantern slides, untouched since the 1970s. Most of the slides date from the earliest decades of the 20th century and provide us with the first photographic evidence of activities undertaken by people who worked for and with the Mission to Seafarers. Being glass and having been stored in less than ideal conditions prior to coming to the History Centre, many of the slides were in quite a state. Intervention was needed to ensure that they might survive. Most were dusty, having been stored in broken or lidless boxes. Some were covered in residue left by green mould that had once been growing on the cardboard used to pack the slides and to prevent breakage. This photograph shows a particularly bad example. Some slides appeared to have been stored in very warm and dry conditions, resulting in the drying out of glue on the paper tape used to construct the slides. In some cases, none of the binding tape remained, so that the two glass plates which comprise a lantern slide were completely detached. The plates can be rebound by a conservator, but this work is painstaking and requires specialist supplies. With no money or staff time to accomplish this, we needed to come up with an interim solution. And most worryingly, the images on some of the slides were damaged beyond repair by white mould growth on the inside of the lantern slide. The papers, glues and emulsions used to construct the slides contain sugars that mould loves to feed on. When you add humidity and fluctuating temperatures, the space between the glass plates becomes a perfect breeding ground. As they stood, the slides could not have been used by researchers. Handling risked further damage to the slides, whilst broken and dirty glass posed a health risk. So how did we go about preserving these slides in order to make them accessible to researchers? Simple. We cleaned and repacked them to prevent further deterioration and to keep the pieces of broken or deconstructed slides together. And this is how. Only a few supplies were needed, which we already had in the History Centre's conservation studio. Old board to catch debris, individual lantern slide pockets made from archival quality plastic. Basically, the plastic doesn't contain chemicals that might interact with the emulsions and glues used in the construction of the slides, and a soft bristled cleaning brush to make sure we didn't scratch the glass. The cleaning process is simple, but it does require some delicate and careful handling. This short video shows one of our archivists cleaning and repacking a slide. Firstly, we take a slide carefully but securely by the outside edges. Then we simply use the brush to loosen and remove the dust, dirt and mould from around the edges and from both flat sides. Once clean, we carefully pop the slide into an individual sleeve. And we're done. Clean, in order and ready to be placed in bespoke boxes made by one of our wonderful archive assistants. But there was one final stage, and that was to create high-resolution digital images of each slide. We do this with at-risk collections, such as glass slides, to ensure that we have surrogate copies. This is to safeguard against any further unpreventable deterioration that might occur to any slides featuring unstable images. This could be due to a slide being cracked or broken, making it susceptible to further breakage when handling, or because the photographic emulsion on the glass plate is exposed to the elements or has been damaged by mould. The digitisation process is slow going and involves scanning each slide, using integrated software to create a positive image from the negative slide, and renaming the individual files to match the reference numbers in our descriptive catalogue. And now we can see some of the results of our hard work. The cleaned and scanned slides reveal courageous chaplains putting themselves in precarious positions to minister to their seafaring flock. You can access thumbnail images of the 270 lantern slides via the History Centre's online catalogue. Scan the QR code to go directly to the Mission to Seafarers catalogue, then scroll through the document to Series UDMS 16-7.